Hi everybody, Christopher Nejman. Well, let's do more question and answers. So I've got a little bit of time here, and I thought I'd go through and see the latest questions that people are asking me. This is May 29th, 2021. I've had a very long day. I've done a lot of talking all day, so my voice is a little tired, but my body is still full of energy. So let's get going here. All right, so this is from my Atlas Levy industrial sewing equipment video that I did when I visited Atlas Levy in Los Angeles several years back. And Shannon Knutson said, just got home from visiting Levy. I brought home a new Juki 1541S. The store is incredible, with excellent service. Yeah, they're great people there. They know what they're doing, and they know their product. Love that place. I wish I lived next door to them. Thank you, Shannon, very much. C. Nanviz on my Serger tip Keep It Smooth video. And this one says, thank you for this. My Serger sits on a table where the machine is recessed such that the left and rear are flat with the machine. That leaves the front free to swing out the front door and the trim to drop into a trash can set below the surface. Your example of a piece in front is intriguing. Off to Google to find out more about the merits of adding a piece. Also, I just threw out the stitch manual I made when going through the machine class nearly 30 years ago. I'm going to make a new one. It has been a lifesaver through the years. Yes. That workbook that you put together of samples of all the different stitches. You know, this is what I suggest everybody do when they get a Serger, is open up that manual and see all the different types of Serger stitches there are. Then make a sample and put it in your book and put the settings on, which loopers and what thread needles, settings for your tensions, the width, whether you used a knife or not a knife, how you did it. It's priceless for helping the studio. Thanks for that comment. Appreciate it. Okay, and this is from A. Melendez on the Serger video again. Wow, you just opened my eyes. Thank you. Oh, you're quite welcome. And that's the Serger tip, Keep It Smooth. That's where I show you about my table I built, the extension table I put around the Serger. So, yeah, hope that helped you guys. Okay, Brandon Robinson. That second option, and this is on my embroidery puckering fix part 1. Brandon Robinson, that second option clearly is still puckering, and if it was the same size as the first design, it would only get worse and probably look exactly the same. Brandon, you need to watch part 2. This is part 1. You need to watch part 2, and you're going to see the conclusion of the results of a larger design. Okay? Thanks for the post, Brandon. Make sure you watch part 2. All right, Lizelle Van Schulk. Some of these names, guys, I apologize. I'm basic white bread here. I have to use Google to pronounce names. So Lizelle, she says on the thump, said the sewing machine on my video there. She said, mine still thumps. Tried size 12 and 11. What is another solution? Size 12 and 11 what? What type of needle did you use? What type of fabric are you sewing on? You got to go and you got to be detailed. There's the type of needle for the type of fabric. And when all else fails and you've done everything properly, go over to take that machine to the sewing machine repairman and have them look at it for you. Okay? All right. And make sure you watch my video on needles. I did a video on how to find needles and what types of needles for the types of fabric and all that. Very beneficial to you. Thanks for the comment, Lizelle. Okay, Marna said so. Oh, that's cute. Mama said so. There we go. This is the quick change spring clamp for industrial sewing machines. And Mama said so said, I use these in my industrial. I also had these for my low shank vintage machines that came with a lot of different pressure feet. Loved it on those too. Yeah, you know what? I found that for the basic couple of feet that I change back and forth to, that this works perfect. There are some feet though, like especially wider feet. I don't know why, but it just doesn't want to hold right. But anyway, all in all though, it's a great third hand. So yeah, Mama said so. Glad you like that. Okay, and on the same video, Marco Fashion said, I had seen this hole ago. Interesting and smart, make easy replace the foot. Thank for sharing. You're quite welcome. All right, Vivian Venegas Zaniga. All right, so I don't speak Spanish, but what we're going to do here, guys, we are going to use Google Translate to see what this person is asking or saying to me. All right, so let's go to Google. All right, so I copied what she wrote, and now we're going to do this. Google Translate. Okay, so now I want to detect the language and translate it to English. So now I'm going to paste what she wrote, and let's listen to it in Spanish.
Yo tengo una de esas máquinas y no sé usarla, me gustaría ayuda.
I hope you guys could hear that. So she said, or he said, I have one of those machines, and I don't know how to use it. I would like help. Okay, first thing, read the instruction manual. Go through the instruction manual page by page. Now I know they've got to have a Spanish version of it. All right? Very important. And I preach this to everybody who owns a sewing machine. Instruction. Let me see. Let me see if I can say here. Oops, what the heck happened there? All right, let's just do this. Come on, let's get rid of it. Oh, let's get rid of this. All right, let's just go from English to Spanish. There we go. And let's write, read your instruction manual.
Lea su manual de instrucciones.
There, I hope that helps. And
Regístrese para recibir lecciones en la tienda de máquinas de coser.
okay, I hope that helps. Okay, and this one's from Martha Swartz on the quick change spring clamp. She says, thank you, thank you, thank you. You always have the best tricks and tips, Christopher. Well, they're not my tips and tricks, but they're things I discovered to share with you guys. So I am presenting it, so I guess you could say they're mine, but I didn't invent any of this. I'm just sharing what I discovered myself. Thanks for the comment, Martha. All right, Teresa De Jong. What's a floppy disk? Just kidding. Haven't heard that in a while. We're now some question and answer video on May 23rd. And then we're going to go to the Industrial Sewing Machine Feed Dogs. EGM said, brilliant. Christopher Nejman, you are a treasure. Oh, aren't you sweet? Thanks, EGM. Okay, next one is from Windia Highwind. Windia Highwind, good names. Industrial Sewing Machine Feed Dogs. That machine is a little scary looking, if I'm honest. It's an industrial sewing machine. Industrial sewing machines are bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, they last longer, and it's for professional production sewing. So try checking them out one day. You may get to that point in your life where you want to make some money on sewing and you want production. You're going to need a good industrial machine. All right, next one, Carol Whitaker. Hi, I'm dying for a baby lock. I have a basic brother machine. At what point do you feel you should graduate to the next level when it comes to machines? Okay, so this is on the question and answer video of May 23rd. I don't know if I was talking about choosing machines. Don't remember what that was about. But anyway, since you're asking this question, let me repeat this question. Hi, I'm dying for a baby lock. I have a basic brother machine. At what point do you feel you should graduate to the next level when it comes to machines? Okay, what point? 1, education. Your skill level at the machine. Your knowledge of sewing. 2, your budget. 3, what are you going to sew on? What are you going to sew? What is your production going to be? So you got to take all those things in consideration no matter what brand machine you're going to buy. Okay, you got to make sure you've learned the basics on your basic machine. You learn all about sewing, so when you progress to something that's got more bells and whistles, that it won't be overwhelming to you. And then what are you going to sew? What is your? Are you doing garments? Are you doing handbags? Are you doing quilting? Are you doing upholstery? Because there are different model machines for different genres of sewing and different production of sewing. You may just be a novice and you just want to graduate, so just go test drive machines. You may want to venture into business and start doing production. So in that case, you'll want to go to look at a brand that produces industrial sewing machines. So take all those things in consideration before you go and work your way up. Okay? Thanks for the question, Carol. All right. And on the industrial sewing machine feed dogs, this is from CS Smith 4029. Do you have to adjust the hook needle timing when you change needle sizes? My Juki DL 5550 stitches went all wonky when I put in a larger needle. I had to readjust the sync. Hope you understand what I'm saying. I don't know all the technical. Okay, well, first of all, you have to look at your instruction manual and see what is the largest needle that your machine tells you it can take. Okay? Don't push any further than what it could take. Now, this machine here said that it would take up to a 20. Okay? But the plate on there was, and the feed dogs on there were for, I believe this machine goes down to a size 12 or 14. I can't remember. It's either 12 or 14 all the way up to a 20. So the feed dogs on here and the plate was for a smaller needle. And when I change this to the bigger feed dogs and the bigger plate, it can take the largest size needle that the instruction manual tells you it will take. So yes, I understand what you're saying, because the needle, it gets thicker, right? And when it goes down by the hook, okay, the timing of it picking up and the thickness of that needle for that hook to grab that thread to bring it up. So yes, I understand what you're saying about adjusting, but for all you out there, read your instruction manuals for the machines that it came with. If you don't have a manual, go to the internet, go to the brand name, look it up online, and see what needles it specifies as well as what size threads you can use as well. Okay? Hope that helps you. Thanks for the comment, CS Smith 4029. Sewing and Trificles, Ellison DeFries says on my Q&A on May 23rd, Christopher N., my thinking is so similar to yours it is scary. Thank you for this interesting Q&A. You are welcome. You are welcome. And on the industrial feed dogs, Marianne Blatley said, great tip. Thank you. All right, that's it for tonight, guys. That's all the recent questions. And I hope that helped you guys. And thanks for dropping by. I appreciate you dropping by and posting your questions and comments. And we all have one thing in common, the love of sewing, right? And just keep practicing, guys, for the newbies. And don't be afraid to open up those instruction manuals and go page by page. I'm telling you, take your time. I've got people, going back to the one person who asked me, when do you know to upgrade? Well, how much can you handle? Because if you're going to buy one of these, for example, if you're going to be buying one of these $15,000, $20,000 sewing machines, that comes with an instruction manual as thick as the Christian Bible and every other Bible. You know how thick the Bibles are. Are you going to sit there and you're going to read that instruction manual to know everything that machine is capable of so you can get the full usage out of the money you spent on that machine? Because what I always tell everybody to do, and I do this with all my machines. I still open up my instruction manual. When I get a new machine, I start page by page. Now, I've been sewing for years, and I know how to use a sewing machine. I teach. But every time I get a new model, there might be a feature in there that I don't know about. As an example, the black button foot. The black button foot. Oh, my God. Every brand owner out there on these sewing groups I'm reading, they didn't even know about the black button foot. So many of them do not know about the black button foot. You guys heard me talk about this before. And I'm looking at, the latest group was the Janome group. I was on a Janome sewing group. And the gal posted a picture of her foot and said, "What is the screw on the side?" She meant the little black button. So I am going to do a video on the Janome machine because I realized I never did the black button on the Janome machine. I did it on my baby locks, but I never did it on the Janome. So I even said in one of my videos before, I said, it doesn't matter how long you've been sewing. It doesn't matter if you're a newbie. It doesn't matter if you have a basic machine that comes with a black button foot or the most top-line expensive sewing machine can have black button foot. If you are not opening up your manuals and reading, you don't know these things. And we can tell. Everyone on these sewing groups can tell who reads and who doesn't read. Everybody can tell who is a person who is self-motivated, who is a person that's self-sufficient and independent by the fact if they've read their instruction manuals or not. And when you're spending money on these sewing machines, why would you not want to read your manual to learn all about your machine? That's a lot of money. I mean, if you're a Rockefeller and you got money to blow and you take this as a joke, that's fine, but don't treat it as a joke to the rest of us who take this craft seriously, very seriously. It's important to understand you need to respect this craft. Respect the craft. Respect the machine. Respect. How many remember what respect was? Okay? Learn respect and value what you have and learn everything about it. Open up those manuals. Watch videos, whatever you have to do. But very, very important because 9.5 times out of 10, everything you need to know is right in that manual. All right? So, guys, I want to thank you again for stopping by. Guys and gals, remember, I'm from up north Pennsylvania. Everybody's a guy in Pennsylvania. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.